Welcome to this installation of another distribution of GNU Linux, which is Void Linux. This is the glibc version. I never used it before, but the installation is probably the same, like the muscle libc. Okay, now we, as usual, you download the ISO and you choose your architecture, which is 32-bit, so 40 or 64-bit version. So you put it in a USB and you boot from that USB stick, and you get that menu and you choose the first option and you let it load the okay, it loaded. Now we need to type root and password is void Linux. Now we need to type void dash installer. I think I typed it correctly. Okay, now enter. We type click on enter. Welcome to the void blah blah blah. Okay, choose the keyboard. I have a French keyboard, so I gotta find my keyboard here. So you set up a network, yes, and we wait. Do you want to use the HTTP? Yes. We click on yes, of course. Yes. Source, we have an ISO source. That's good. Host name, set host name. Let's type choose a host name. Local system source. Scan local. You can choose find your local if you want. Down as alright, let's find English US. Alright, this one. Enter. Time zone, you can find your time zone if you want. I'm not gonna do that, so I'm gonna set the root password, which is you need to set a root password. Use a permanent account. I'm gonna remove this. Let's see. Same. I'm gonna delete this. Type. You can type anything you want. Password and. Alright, I am a member of the wheel group, so that's good. Bootloader, install the bootloader to dev/VDA, or in your case it's SDA or VDA. Install the first option. You need to install yes. Partition the disk. We need to partition the disk. Create CF disk, the first option, or you can use F disk. I'm gonna use CF disk. Choose GPT. I'm gonna create the first partition, which is the EFI partition, and give it 512-bit, 512 megabytes. Capital M. Click on enter. Type is EFI. Scroll up. Let's create the swap. Let's make it 1 gigabyte of swap. 1 gig of swap. Capital G again. Type it's Linux swap. Now the remaining space we're gonna use for the Linux file system. Type it's already selected, but if it doesn't, so we select the Linux file system. Click on enter, and we have to write these changes to the disk. Yes, and we quit. And now we configure the file system, which is the first option is the EFI system. So we need to configure that as vfat FAT32, and not is you click boot, you type boot and /EFI, right, and click enter. Yes. The second one is a swap partition, so choose swap, Linux swap, yes, enter. And the third partition is the file system. I'm gonna format it as ext4 Linux journal, and it's a slash, enter, and yes. Now we are done with our changes. Yes. Now we install the system. If everything is correctly, you should install. Okay, everything is yes. We clicking yes. The installation doesn't take very long, depends on the speed of the machine. So the system is finished installing. Now is asking you to reboot the system, so we have to reboot the system. So when you reboot the system, you're gonna see the bootloader, which is grub, and okay, now the system is rebooted, and we see the bootloader, which is grub, and click on the first option. Okay, type your username and the password. Alright, now we install Void Linux. Let's clear this and your name. And dash A and C. Alright, now we need to update this system. So to update this system, to update Void, you need to Void has a package manager which is called XBPS, and you do first, let's do sudo, because this is sudo privileges with sudo install -sy. Okay, let's do XBPS. I did a mistake here, so we'll click on enter your password, and there's gonna be a lot of updates. So now SY, you keep it the same, and it's SU, not SY, SU. Probably you need to update the package manager. Control C this. Okay, it's asking us to update XBPS, so we're gonna do that. -U and XBPS, and we click on yes. It's gonna download all those packages, dependencies, and I don't know, it repeats. Alright, it's downloading now all the dependencies, and it's installing. Okay, now let's update the system. I'll delete this last line and type SU, and we wait. Alright, there's some, I have a problem with the connection here, so repeat. Okay, you have too many updates. It's gonna download about 356 megabytes. Okay, we're gonna download all of these packages, let it download, and come back when it's finished.